Hi, my name's Colin Telford. I'm a technician and I work in the University of Wales, Trinity St David's in the Design and Crafts department. We're going to do a few short training videos for you covering the basics of working with glass. So in this video, we're going to show you how to cut and break out slightly more complex shapes and pieces of glass. Okay, so we're just going to go through a bit of simple shape cutting. Now, I'm just going to draw a shape, a random shape. Okay, and then we're going to cut that with our glass. Okay, now, if you do stain glass, you probably understand this line here. This is what we call the heart line of the lead, so it's normally around 1.42 mil thick. So when we cut, we always cut just inside the black line. Okay, so now I'm going to get my piece of glass. We're just going to use normal 3 mil float glass for this, okay, but obviously if you're doing stained glass you'll be using all different colours and shapes. Obviously you've got bits of problem there with textures and whatever, so make sure you cut on the side that you can cut. But what I'm going to do now is just cut a little bit off here, just so I don't waste the whole sheet. Again, supporting the glass, and I'm going to do my rounding technique. And now I'm going to pretend that this is a very expensive bit of red flash, so I don't want to waste too much, but you do need a bit of excess, okay? So again, here now, I've seen some awful videos online, and I'm just going to do you an awful video which I have seen, just to show you what people are doing out there. So basically they follow the shape, and I've seen this on YouTube, and then it's like they make the cut and they go, right, what we're going to do is we tap it out, and they go, and then they put the glass to one side and say, we'll go back to that later. Alright? Right, you don't need to tap that hard, okay? And in fact, a lot of the cuts don't need tapping at all. All you'll get is a really rough edge and it'll be chipped, okay? So again, just nice and slowly, no need to rush, as long as you keep the pressure even. Alright? Turn it round, follow the line, and then just run that off there, okay? Then back here, I'm not going to move it, I'm going to do the other side. Again, it's accuracy you want, not speed. And that's just going to go up to that, stop there. Okay, so now as you saw with my ridiculous demonstration, but I've seen it so many times online, people hitting the hell out of it. All I'm going to do is put my tapper down to the cut, and just literally just a gentle tap. No need to do any more than that. So I'm going to do it on that curve, and I'm going to do it on that curve. Now I'm doing it while the shape is in the body of the glass, because here is a natural weak point. If I broke that piece of glass out and then tried to do that one, your glass could snap there. But while it's in the body of the rest of the glass, it's still very strong. So I've only just tapped those curves. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my running pliers, my running grocers. I'm going to just set that just so it's off the edge there, get close to my chest, and I'm going to feel that run. Look, I'm feeling the material. It's all about the material. It will tell you when it wants. I'm not going to force it there, because that's going to run off. So I'm going to go down to the other end then, do exactly the same there, and I'm going to see that run just behind it. There you go, and that's there. Okay, then I'm going to do exactly the same on the other side. Okay, I'm just going to go there, just a gentle, I'm gently doing it, getting it to run first, then that run should run into that tap. Going to go behind there, look, just let it run, let it do that. There you go, that's come off nicely. Same thing there, again. Now we can just tease that out. Right, there and there. And the less tapping we do, the neater edge we get. Sometimes you just need to tip it. There you go. That, you get a nice edge, there's no chipping. A little bit there, we just get rid of that. There are pliers. We put it on then. It sits inside the black line, or for leading anyway. Alright, nicely sits in there. And then you do your last cut here. And then up like that again, using your fingers here, just a little. See how little I'm moving that? I'm not going miles, just a little tap, a little break, and then that sits in and you get that shape there. And here all your edges are nice because there's no need to tap, only at the bottom. And I've done it in the body of the glass why it's strong, and you'll find that that will keep nice and tidy there. Alright. Okay, so we just cut this shape, didn't we? Quite a traditional way, where some of you will probably be very used to just tapping on the corners there and then running it with the pliers to come off, and you get a nice edge. Now, another way of doing it, and especially when you've got something like float glass or a very even glass, okay, is to do it like this. And this is another way of getting a really good clean edge. So, exactly the same. We start off and we do our two cuts. So again, nice and slowly. I always use the edge of the table. I'm on the corner of the table so I can move my body around to follow the shape nicely. If you're in the centre of the table, sometimes you can't move and then you're doing this. Right, name badge out of the way. Again, same thing again there. Look, just inside the line. Around like that. Just keep it going, and like that. Okay. Now, what I'm going to do with this one is I'm just going to turn it over, and I'm going to push. Can you see how it's running? And then push there. Look, and I'm just going to follow that up, and I'm going to follow that up. I'm just going to push that round to the end there. You can hear it click. And to the end there. And now, hopefully, when you turn that around, you can just ease that one off and ease that one off. Look how neat and tidy that is. And then all we do then is our last cut. And that is a really neat and tidy way of doing it. But it's like everything, you know, you've got to experiment with the material, try different ways of doing it. If there's a reason why it's breaking, or if it's breaking every time you cut it in a certain place, try and analyse why it's doing that and try different ways of doing it. For more guides with working with glass, explore our other videos through the Craft Hub platform.